give it up for Dr. Aronowitz.
Has anybody here ever tried to go on a diet? Let me see a show of hands.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Has anybody ever lost some weight and gained it back? Okay, this is why I'm here. Because for any other product that fails, for this many people, you'd think the product was a failure and you would bring it back. But the diet industry has us thinking that we're the failures and we need a new diet to pull us out of the funk created by the last diet. So I'm here to talk about how to find your ideal weight forever without dieting. We all know that people come in a diverse array of shapes and sizes. For instance, height is normally distributed, with a few people being very short, most people being average, and a few people being very tall. Weight is also normally distributed, with a few people being very thin, most people being average, and a few people being very heavy. But the diet industry and media has most people in the middle range and the upper range thinking that there's something wrong with them, and they're not good enough. And they should be shamed into doing something to fall into the thin category, even though nothing works. Long-term research finds that most people gain their weight back. So I think that is absolutely discriminatory because we can all be healthy no matter what size we are. So I'm going to be talking about health at every size. Diversity is a natural thing, and even though we may not understand it, it's a beautiful thing. For instance, let's suppose that we had a famine, or that we were nuked, and our food supply was contaminated, and we couldn't eat until the next harvest. Who among us would survive? Yes! It is survival of the fattest. Because their bodies, work on stored energy. But if they all had got gastric bypass surgery, they would die like the rest of us, and the cockroaches would inherit the earth. So the next time you feel like you're getting down on yourself because of your weight, or you're thinking badly about someone else, replace it with kindness, because we all have value. But we've been told that we have an obesity crisis, and everybody should get all upset and do something about this obesity crisis. But what is the truth? The truth is that over the past couple of decades, on the average, Americans have gained some weight. Not a tremendous amount, but we've also gained height. We have gotten more robust due to better access to healthcare, nutrition, and food. We have maximized our genetic potential. The people who have gained the most weight are the people in the heaviest categories because that's what their body does in times of abundance. But by no means are we all in danger of becoming obese. That is absolutely a scarce strategy designed to sell products. Fuels $1 billion industry. And it preys on your self-esteem. It makes you feel bad about yourself, so you buy their products. So we need to really fight back. Fitness does not equal thin. Fitness can be in people of all different sizes. So how do you achieve fitness? First of all, access to nutrition. Eat food that has some quality to it, some nutrients, and get some physical activity. Third of all, listen to your bodies. Eat when you're hungry and stop when you've had enough. How do you know when you've had enough? Well, my cousin says he knows he's had enough, but he feels like he's going to puke. So I say stop a little short of that and you should be fine. But I also know that many people are not really into losing weight because they're so concerned about the health, they want to look good. Because we've been taught that thin is attractive and thin is sexy. But I don't buy that.
Me neither.
Who can tell me what sexy is?
Beautiful.
Curves. Curves, vitality, what else? Personality.
Humor.
Smile, humor. Confidence, being yourself. Excellent. What about good technique? What about knowing how to please your partner? And knowing what pleases yourself. Really, this is what's sexy. And being in touch with who you are and maybe creating an atmosphere with candles and music and whatever turns you on. Whipped cream, I don't care. there. But I'll tell you what's not sexy. What's not sexy is being totally self-conscious, afraid to move, thinking about how your butt looks from that angle, and you can't really enjoy the moment. So really, being sexy is about who you are and being in touch with yourself and your other person and being in the moment. It's not about being thin. Self-esteem is the broader issue about feeling good about yourself. And we are born with self-esteem. It's a birthright. If you look at a nursery of babies and there's 12 babies lined up, how can you say that this baby should have self-esteem, but this one's a little too chubby and doesn't deserve it? It's ridiculous. So if you have given away your self-esteem, just take it back, because it is a birthright. There are certain things that you can do to enhance self-esteem, which we can talk about at another time. But for the moment, what I'm going to say is that you're not allowed to hate yourself for anything you wouldn't hate another person for. So if you wouldn't hate another person for fat thighs, then be kinder to your thighs. And thank them for getting you here today.